Like I am still pondering my actual thoughts on some of this because it just took me so deep into thought. Because what about I have friends that I've done life with forever. Close friends.
That's a really good point.
Can they not be a soulmate?
I would like to say that on some level, some degree, they could be.
Okay.
But what we're talking about mating up
Right.
to multiply,
Yes.
to sow seeds,
Yes.
to
do what God
have little
created
baby
us to do. Right.
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 There can only be one person who
One.
fills that spot to
Okay.
me.
Okay.
And I say that because when I think about a soul, SOLE mate,
Right.
it's somebody who I can cuddle up with,
Right.
I can hang out with.
Right.
They might help me pay some bills.
Right.
How do I say this with some tact?
The tact. Sugar daddy?
Booty call?
No, you didn't.
I'm just saying. There are a whole lot of ways to describe somebody that you just choose to run with.
Right.
And
reasons.
And we make up stuff. And so personally, I believe that an SOLE mate is somebody who meets my natural needs.
Ooh.
It's somebody that I can just be with.
That's good.
They don't really have to be growing me or challenging me. They don't even have to be loving me.
Oh.
They just taking up some space.
Wow.
But your soul, SOUL mate, is somebody spiritual that's connected to you spiritual at every level at all times.
Absolutely. And with that SOUL, I don't want people to confuse it because for me, I think God is very clear. Now, I don't want to get into, this is not the show for that, but I do feel like, okay, you might not have married your soulmate, your SOUL mate. But I'm not sure about you just leaving, like, do you just leave that person that's not your SOUL mate? You know what I mean? Like, how does God feel about that? You know what I mean? I have really, since the survey, really just been, it's on my mind. Like, how does that work?
I'm going to take you a little bit deeper.
Oh.
So if you go to the website, there is a link on the homepage that says online jewels. Again, this is all new. You go to it. Okay. And if you click on online jewels, there are some free downloadables out there. There's one for singles, there's one for couples. And the couples one addresses exactly what you said. It's going to make you think, and you're going to have to tell the truth. You might want to tell the person that you married the truth, but you need to tell yourself the truth. It walks you through what that's supposed to look like. Because, people will always say, God hates divorce. Well, I'm just going to tell the truth. God wasn't too tickled when some of us got married in the first place.
Right.
So why are we trying to make it right now?
Right. And, okay, so see, that leads right into this. So I was reading this today. Okay, so we need to think about that. Before I just really go into that, let's think about that for just a second.
Which part?
About how you were saying about the soulmate and God wasn't too tickled. Let's go back into that in a little bit.
Okay.
We'll go into it in a little bit.
Thank you for listening, and we'll be back. Girl, look at us. Yeah. Can you hear us out there? This is like, are we working? It's cool?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's people out there listening too.
Oh, wow. Okay, he wanted me to wait before we went into this.
And that's wonderful because when we come back, I actually had the intent to go there. I didn't write down. That's what I was saying. And so I wanted to come back with, that's what, when we come back, we're coming back.
Not yet. So what I want you to do is Now, 69 like Takashi Golem, happy birthday.
And want to call.
Okay.
So throw the number out there. You know, we're here on the EXes. If you want to talk to us, please give us a call at 214-717-4678. You know, keep doing stuff like that and keep promoting your show. Here with the EXes, this, that, and another. Just what you want to do. Okay? Because right now, yeah, and
Do I need to go closer to her or this
I
way?
need you to the mic.
Oh, lead it.
Let the mic lead you.
Okay,
All right.
okay,
Don't be beyond the mic.
Okay.
Let the mic lead you.
okay, gotcha.
Stop it.
I know there's a way to, no, not end it. Like, there's a way to like flip the screen on reverse. Or do we end it and say we're back?
I would, if you're gonna kick everybody off.
So they just heard this whole conversation?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm cool with that, because I already told them.
I mean, I already knew they were on, so I would have told you that you could take it off if you wanted to, but.
Oh,
And that branding, that's what I was gonna say. You know, I say like every 7 to 12 minutes. Name your show. Yeah. Because people are logging on and off, so they might not come back in. So you want to remind them. Yeah, drill it in their heads.
that's their habit. So when we
So
come
we
back.
probably need to go back over this again too.
All right, here we go. 15 seconds. Hold on.
So we can go to this again. Oh, we're getting that.
Here we go. And take it.
Welcome back to With the Exes. I'm Sonia Rose.
I'm looking you more.
And you can check us out on www.withtheexes.com. That's www.withtheexes.com. Is there? Oh. You can reach us at 214-717-4678. I see you, Rhonda Russell. Hey, you waving at me. Hey, cousin Cottrell, I see you. You guys are watching us, listening to us, and I'm sure laughing at and with us on Facebook Live.
Thank
Thank you
you.
to the listeners. But if you want to see us, you go to Facebook.
Yes.
So before the break, we were talking about the difference between an SOUL mate
Yes.
and an SOLE mate. You want to do a quick
Yes.
recap?
Okay, so we were saying that an SOUL mate is someone you're spiritually connected to. And Sony was saying that an SOLE mate is someone that you're connected to, but not necessarily, it's not spiritual. So in her words, who did it go? Is that what you said? Is that kind of what you?
That was a word. Yeah.
Oh, is that what it-
I said they meet my natural needs.
Yes.
Now, however you define natural,
That's on you?
that's on you.
Okay,
I'm
okay.
just saying.
But the SOUL is spiritual. Who did God have for me? And in this day and age, so many people are confused about the SOUL. That's why it's so important for us to have this conversation.
And not only are they confused about the SOUL, there are many people in denial about the SOLE because
there you go.
we've been together for 30 or 40
Yeah.
years and we
Yeah.
got 10 babies and 2
Right.
cats.
Right.
And
Or I can't make it on my check.
well, now I'm gonna need you to download the Married Couples Workbook that's out on the website. Once again, www.withtheexes.com.
saying.
There are 2 workbooks. There's one for the singles and there's one for the married couples. And there are 2 separate closed groups on Facebook. So you as a single can talk to other singles, and you as a married person can talk to other married people.
Yes.
This is one of those situations where you either want it or you don't.
Yeah.
Eric's frowning. Oh, we won't say with the mics, y'all. Like, this is not what we do. She's a teacher by day.
I'm
I do
used
a
to
whole
screaming.
bunch of things.
I'm used to screaming. I don't have a mic at school, so I have to practice.
There we go. We practice it.
Right.
So now that we've kind of recapped what the definitions are, I think that maybe we should hear what some of the listeners may have to say.
I agree.
Not that I'm team soul, SOLE mate,
Right?
but I'm pretty sure that somebody's saying that there are some benefits. There's some bona fide
Right.
benefits to having somebody, whether you're supposed to be with them or not, in your life. I mean, can you think of, what do you think are just natural benefits of having a soulmate, which is somebody just to do life with, period, God
Just
ordained or not?
survival.
That's real.
That's
That is
real. I mean, there are people who won't leave because they can't afford it.
That is real. I think another reason we just decide to walk it out with somebody is fear.
Very
What if I wasn't supposed to be
yes.
married? Because you know there's a percentage of people that were
Right.
never supposed to be married.
Right.
So what does it look like when I, who God
Right.
told I'm not supposed to be married,
Right.
go and marry somebody else's spiritual husband?
Right.
Now I've got consequences and chaos that I don't want to address.
Right.
And I
Right.
get mad at people for telling me.
And I don't know how to get out of it.
I don't even want to get out of it.
Right. Right. And I've talked to women who don't want to be in it,
I've
but
talked
don't know how to
men
go.
who don't want to be in it
I have
and don't know
yeah,
how to
that's
go.
true. Yeah. You're
Or
right.
don't want to go because it's just better
Mm.
with the confusion.
And children.
They know.
I mean, but I'm just saying, sometimes when people have children,
Oh, as another reason,
they
absolutely.
yes,
That
they
is
don't
probably
want to divide the family.
primary
And I
reason.
know a lot of men who say, "Hey, I'm in it for the kids." You know,
But then you're not really
the
in
women.
it.
They're not in it.
You're not
They're
in
not
it.
in it. You're either in or you are out.
But if you're dealing with an SOLE
Right.
mate,
Right.
that's a real issue.
It's a real issue.
If you're dealing with an SOUL mate, that's not necessarily an issue.
It shouldn't be.
Because to me, the person God has ordained you to be with, He's giving you the grace and the anointing to
Right.
be with. And that's why some people make it. They make it because the grace of God is
Right.
sustaining them. Some
Right.
stuff that we would have walked out on,
Right.
God has given them the grace to walk through.
Right.
Now that's real, but that's
And
not everybody's testimony.
and not even just the grace, but what about the tenacity? What about the strength? See, you have strength to hang on
Mhm.
when you should.
And you have some strength that you make up and improvise when you shouldn't.
There you go.
And then you start having health complications because you're
There you
using
go.
strength that you're not supposed to be
There you go.
using to do stuff that you ought not be doing. You're supposed to like turn into a Disney princess real fast and just
Right.
start singing,
Right.
let it go.
Right.
Like just let it go. So,
Right.
moment of truth.
Okay,
with the
come
exes.
on.
I'm
Come
just saying,
on.
we have a
Yeah.
moment of truth.
Right.
We can
Yeah.
have this conversation. I've had this conversation with myself all the time
Yeah.
for a number of years. So
Yeah.
I'm having fun actually having it with someone else
Right.
and you guys out there watching.
Right. Right. And I think I strayed away from the conversation.
A lot of people stray away from conversation.
Yeah.
You know how many people have tried to shush me?
I can imagine. Because see, this makes life real for people.
And I had to learn, God kind of taught me,
Yeah.
I'm disruptive in nature.
Yeah.
I've always been disruptive.
Me too.
I was born 2 whole months early. I kind of just entered into the world like I'm
Right.
here.
Right.
So I've
Right.
always had this is what we doing
Right.
attitude.
Right.
Now, this whole show is a this is what we doing attitude. It's like, let's go.
And it's
And we're
funny
going.
that you say that because my people always say you're the baby of the family. So you just get to do what you want to do. You know,
Do you feel like you get to do what you want to do though?
in some instances, you know, I had the strength to say, this is what my life is going to be. This is what
Mhm.
I'm going to do. And I've gotten in trouble for that. I've gotten in trouble for things because, you know, my family, they churchy.
I love
You know
the
what I mean?
words in trouble. I don't know why the words in trouble like make me smile on the inside.
Right, because we're used to it by now. They were like, you the black sheep of the family. You've always had your own mind.
So I don't know if it's in trouble,
Right.
or if it's just in tune with who I am and what I'm supposed to be doing.
It could be.
Like, so you can't be mad at me for doing what I'm created to do.
Right.
And I have that conversation with people often.
Me too.
You might not really want to hear it, but at the
Right.
point where God has told me I'm a professional communicator, you really want me to be quiet? Like,
No.
like how is that
Not gonna
happen? That's not gonna happen.
Right. So my thing is, you know, right now with the EXes, it's on target. It's much needed. Guys, again, www.withtheexes.com. Join us with this conversation.
And if you are watching on Facebook Live, you can actually type your questions in on the chat and we'll read them, or your comments and we'll read them. Everyone else, you can call in 214-717-4678.
Yes.
We want to hear what your definition of a soulmate is. Solemate. And we'll come back later and address the Soulmate.
Yes. Awesome.
We're being told to keep going.
Well, let's go. We used to going, right?
So until the phones start ringing or the questions and comments start to come in, we want you to be able to go to take the survey if you have not. And I want you to take the survey, obviously, because it gives us greater details and more information, but it also helps you to understand where the conversation came from, and you'll be able to keep up with where the conversation is going.
Right.
Every time he nods, I look
Yeah,
over there.
right. He's so
Uh,
professional.
But that's good. We need
Yes,
that. We need
absolutely.
that. So as far as the spiritual, which will be the soul mate with the OU, we should probably just say the OU is the soulmate
Yes.
and with the LE. No, we don't want to confuse people.
No.
It's just SOLE
And
and
SOUL.
SOUL. It is what it is.
It is.
And so, is there anybody out there who feels like, yeah, I got it right the first time. I'm good. I'm still happy.
Right.
It's still spicy.
Yeah.
The kids are grown.
Yes.
We made it through that season.
Right.
And it's still working.
And now I'm living my best life.
Together with the
Yes.
person that I
Yes.
started out with and I really want to finish it with.
Yes.
And then on the other end, do we have people out there who are comfortable saying, no, not really.
Yeah.
There's not really a whole lot I
I didn't get it
can
right.
say about that.
Right. That.
Yeah, like, we're the only two.
Right. Right.
We're ironically the only
Right.
two people
Right.
in the world. Hey, Anita, I see you. Thank you for joining us,
Thank
girl.
you.
Now, well, I'm not going to do that. I have to get people's permission. Anita, I was about to talk about how wonderful you and Brian are, but I won't do that to you.
You can tell us, Anita, and then we can say it.
Right. But great couple, great family. We've got a lot of history with them.
Yes.
2 girls and a boy, just like 2 girls and a boy.
Wow.
I love you, Anita, but she's on the other team. I love my DST sisters, though. I love you, girl. Anita,
absolutely.
she says, I do feel like I got it right the first time. Absolutely. Awesome. That's why I was talking about you. You did. Yes, please call in 214-717-4678. Because what I'm not going to do, and my people will tell you this, I'm not going to tell your story for you. I'm going to need you to tell your own story.
Help us get it right.
That part.
Yes.
Plus, I don't want nobody to say she said.
Right.
Not that it matters.
We want to hear it from the horse's mouth.
We do. So if you can actually call in and help us to see that this is working, that would be wonderful.
Absolutely.
And then just tell us you and Brian's story if he's not like sitting next to you saying no. You're on with the EXes. Say your name and where you're calling from.
Hello,
Yeah, what's your name and where are you calling from?
this is Anita.
Hey,
Hold on. This is Anita, and I'm calling from Arlington, Texas.
woohoo! Arlington's in the building. You said you need the phone?
Yes, I had to get away from the computer because of all of the.
Oh,
Gotcha.
Okay.
Okay.
So I was sharing that I do know you, and I know you guys have been together forever, like forever.
Wow.
And they are the cutest couple. They
I
really are.
love that.
So I'm not gonna steal your thunder. You tell us how you and Brian met, because I know the story. And then just what you guys have had to walk through. How long have you guys been married, first of all?
It will be 25 years in March.
Oh,
And then we dated about 2 years
congratulations.
before that.
So 27
Ooh.
years in total they've been together, and
That's
still
amazing.
want to be together.
Yeah, I am in a good place. Really like him. I really do like him. I think he likes me.
I know, girl. It takes time to get there. It does.
But what I can say is that when I was in college, my college sweetheart died in a car accident. So that grew me up really, really fast. What it also did do was help me to recognize Brian when he came. I'm not so certain I would have recognized him had I not been in a place where I had surrendered my relationship to God at a very young age.
Wow.
So we do have an interesting story. If you want me to tell that, I will. But I did want to kind of share that I do feel when I said yes, I was saying yes, because God had brought us together. However, I had to come back to that when we were 5 years in, because I was considering divorce at that time. We had just come to the Dallas area from New Orleans, and all of our family was away, and I was no longer in the hospital lab. I was working in corporate America, which was very different from being a lab rat. He was having a lot of stress with his job, working 50 to 60 hours a week. I felt like I was a single mom. And he felt like I wasn't there for him because, as a lot of men are, when they're stressed out, they really, desire physical support. And I just
That's what I was about to say. I was about
Yeah.
to call it support.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
That's like the best way I could put it.
Right.
And
Right.
So it was a very bad time. And I went from being so very sure of everything, on the day that we got married. And by the time we were at that 5-year mark, and it may have been more like a 3 or 4-year mark.
So
But
what
I just
changed?
I do like to say that for those that know us, it's real. We've worked very hard on that. But there was a time I did consider divorce.
Thank you for being
Wow.
honest. We appreciate you for calling in and for just being transparent enough to share that with somebody who may have needed to hear that.
Right. Just being real.
Right. Yeah. So for us, I do think, I did lose track of that. He didn't, I don't think, but I know I did.
Okay.
And but his background is very different too. That's another thing. It depends on what you're bringing into the relationship.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
I brought in a lot. My parents divorced when I was 14. They both remarried and then divorced again. So it's just, and I didn't come from a submissive background as either.
Mm-hmm.
Brian's background, he's the youngest of kin. Parents been married at this point for over 60 years.
Wow.
Right.
60. We need them to call in on the show.
Please. They can really help us. Wow.
So when times got bad, and I'm like, well, maybe we need a divorce. It was like not even an option for him. He's like, what are you talking about? And he went to sleep.
Wow.
And I'm like, I said the word divorce, and it's like he didn't even hear it. But there were some things I needed to have him change and make me feel loved, and it took years. But I did have to make a decision that I was going to obligate God. And I say that carefully because God is God, He's sovereign. You have no power over God.
I appreciate you
But-
saying that.
Right.
And if you don't mind, I'm going to end it right there because she said something that was key.
Yes.
She made a decision.
Yes.
She made a decision
Yes.
and she walked with God in that
That's
season.
it.
I also love that Brian was firm about who he was and what he signed up for
Right.
and what he was doing.
Right.
So that's another show, and we're going to talk about that a little bit later
Okay.
with the exes.
Yes. Yes. I like that.
That generational piece is
Yes.
huge.
And the fact that she said surrender to God and they worked on it.
Together.
Yes.
That's in the couples workbook. Yeah, it
I
was
mean,
in the couples
you
workbook.
know, gotta work at it.
So Derek, what happens when we go on break? What are the callers here?
Callers?
I mean, the listeners.
Yeah.
Oh, but these people see us. Thank you, Anita.
Thank you so much.
Lele said we look cute.
Like,
Okay, so this is what you're about to come up with. Okay, look, coming out of the break, what you're gonna do, you're going to, you can finish up Anita's, okay?
We do? We do? I thought I finished
You
it.
finished it, but if you want to, you can finish up whatever, you wanted to pull out of that. Coming after that, what you wanna do is go on, either you go on to a next part, cool. If you're not.
I thought the callers were gonna fill up some of this space. Oh, your scriptures.
Yes.
Oh, listen to me.
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
I'm listening.
So I
I'm listening. I'm listening.
Listen.
I'm listening.
So what you want to do is you can go back in, do whatever you're gonna do. Okay, you need to come out. I'll bring you out at 58.
Mhm.
Okay. Cool. Remember, go in. Hey, you listen. Brand it. Give ways that you can communicate with you. The telephone number. Brand communicate. So the thing is, you're not. I mean, you are Stony and LaKenya, but really what you are, you're the exes.
Right.
So that's what you're pushing. You're pushing the exes. So make sure you keep saying, well, here on the exes, or some brand the exes, okay?
Okay.
And also push the phone number.
Okay.
Here we go. Coming out in a second.
So welcome back and we're on to the exes. Oh, she said, yeah, they see us and hear him. I don't know how on
On
Facebook
Facebook
Live.
Yeah.
right?
I think it's good.
There's not a way to like mute it.
That's how you spell friends. FRIENDS. Get that inside your head. No, yeah. FRIENDS. We're just friends. So don't go look at me.
She said we cute though. So that's amazing.
I'm so grateful for my thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
4, 3, 2.
Grateful for my thank you.
Welcome back to With the Exes. I am Stony Rose.
I am LaKenya Moore.
And we are talking about soulmates versus soulmates.
Yes.
That's soul, SOLE mates versus soul, SOUL mates.
Right.
And so we ended with a caller, Anita.
Yes.
Thank you, Anita, for
Oh
calling
my
us
gosh.
and for showing us that this really does work and for sharing your
Yes.
input. I'm excited about the 60 years. The couple that's been married 60 years. I don't know.
Yes. I know some people close. But
I know a couple that's separated at like 50 years.
oh,
Yeah. So I should probably try to get her on the show.
please
That
do.
might be a good conversation
That would
to
be a
have.
wonderful conversation.
But I would love to talk more about people if you're feeling comfortable about whether or
Right.
not you have distinguished for yourself between what a soulmate is, one
Right.
who is connected to you in the spirit realm, or a
Right.
soulmate, somebody you chose to meet your natural needs.
Right.
Or could it be that you, for all intended purposes, really did think that you were marrying your SOUL mate, and you found out somewhere down the line that they were your SOLE mate,
Yeah.
and you had to make a decision.
Right.
You chose to say, okay, we can do this. I've shared
Yeah.
with LaKenya, and I've shared this with a number of people. I honestly believe any two people can decide to stay married.
Oh, absolutely.
I think that if you just decide that this is what you're going to do,
Absolutely.
you can get it done
Absolutely.
without the shenanigans.
Right.
I mean, I think it can be done without the shenanigans,
Right.
even if you are an SOLE mate.
Absolutely. You can.
However, I also believe that if you sacrifice your purpose for a relationship, there's some spiritual ramifications to that.
I would agree with you.
Okay,
would
so
agree
I'm
with you.
not like crazy.
No. I feel like your destiny is connected
Mhm.
to your SOUL.
Right. So if you don't make it to your SOUL, let's say a single person snatched them up before you got to meet them,
Okay.
then where does that leave you? Honestly, I believe that if you're obedient to the Holy Spirit, God is going to bring that thing back around in your favor. But
I would
I
agree
do
with
want to
that.
address that. I think it was 10%, and it stated 10% real long. And I said, I'm going to have to talk to that 10%.
Right.
But since the survey numbers have increased, it's gone down to more like 8%. Like,
Okay.
I think we should do a special show for the 8% of people who are not willing to wait on their soulmate and who said that they
Right.
would go get their person from somebody else.
So we go break up a home.
That's what the survey said.
Mm.
I'm not in agreement with that.
Well, because even breaking up homes, there are consequences
There
for
are
that.
absolutely consequences.
So
That's
what-
another show.
That's another
Yeah,
show.
as you can tell, we have a lot of shows.
Right,
Like, we've got like
right.
months of shows.
So I think you have to be very, very careful. Now, for singles, you have a chance to get your SOUL.
You really do.
You have a chance to wait, to pray, to ask God for that SOUL. Now, for those of you who are already married, you have decisions to make.
You do have decisions to make. And this is a good time to let them know that we have somebody who's going to be able to help them. And let's
Right.
we need to say this too, because we don't want folks mad at us. Not
Right.
That's not really our concern.
Right.
I think I'm saying that to be nice.
Right.
But we do have a contributing counselor. I'm so excited that Dr. Tanisha Guy is going to be
Yes.
coming on board.
Yes.
She will be with the EXes every first Monday. And it's because I want there to be some validity
Right.
to what's going on.
Absolutely.
We can sit here and talk about our experiences all day, every
Absolutely.
day. We can give our
Absolutely.
opinion all night long. But there are going to be some people who really do need some clinical,
Right.
not necessarily advice, support. I'll say support.
Absolutely.
And I
Absolutely.
love Dr. Guy because I met her, I think, when I was 38.
Wow.
And I went through with her for like 18 months. I tell her all the time,
Wow.
she saved my life.
Wow.
And I say that because if you're dying,
Yeah.
why am I not gonna say that?
Right.
Like, why would I not
Right.
offer you some kind of a life raft or a
Right.
life reserver
Yeah.
if I have one?
Right.
I mean, it's kind of selfish of me
Right.
to get to my good place,
Right.
to be walking in my purpose,
Right.
to be fulfilling my destiny,
Right.
and then leave you sitting over here struggling.
And she gave you the lifeline.
She gave me the lifeline.
Mm.
So I'm sharing my lifeline with you guys. So
Right.
Dr. Guy will be joining us every first Monday. If you have questions that you really do want a counselor to respond to, go to the website, www.withexes.com.
Yes.
That's with the Exes, EXES.com. And just send us an email. Let us know what your concern is, and I will make sure that she gets those. And so we'll see
Absolutely.
what that looks like
Right.
as she comes to handle them. Another thing you can do is, again, go to Facebook. There's a closed group. You can join the group and you can post your concerns, your
Yes.
points, your questions
Comments.
in there. We are a community. This is our safe place to have the
Right.
hard conversations.
Right.
I want people to be able to get a conversation going.
Right. Right.
It's okay to talk to people, to vent, but I personally don't do that on the
Right.
regular. I talk to people who can
Right.
help me.
Right.
What's the point in talking to
Right.
somebody just to be talking
be
to
talking.
somebody?
Yeah. I need to get something done. Make
I
something
really
happen.
do need to
Right.
make some moves.
Right.
Yeah, so this is the Make Some Moves show.
Right.
Now, I don't know what moves you're gonna make. We're gonna at least try to help you
We're gonna try.
make it. Yeah, we'll try to help you make it.
Because we are growing too.
We are ever
It's not
changing.
just others. We're growing. We found our own needs. And that's why this is created, because we have needs.
So now you're talking about the singles workbook. It's the experience singles workbook, and then there's the it's the singles expectation
Okay.
workbook and the couples experience workbook. And the singles expectation causes you, if you're honest, to
That's
ask
it.
yourself the hard questions.
Yeah.
Who am I with or without a mate?
Right.
What do I want with or without a mate?
Right.
What can I do? What am I capable of? What was I
Right.
created for? It doesn't
Right.
ask those things in specific detail, but it causes your mind to go down the path of, will I be okay if I never get married?
Absolutely.
Because ultimately, we all